have like steam ovens. They have ovens that are completely enclosed, filled with steam, and that steam just kind of cools down the exterior of the loaf, so it allows it to get a full rise without the outside setting up. Home ovens, typically don't generate steam, but even if you try to generate steam, like pouring hot water into a sheet pan and just letting it evaporate, ovens have a vent that lets all the steam and everything out, so it doesn't actually collect in the oven and have any effect on the loaf. So the best workaround I've found, and I found this tip online as well, is that you put the dough in a sealed Dutch oven, and just the water in the dough is enough to generate enough steam that gets trapped in the Dutch oven to have the same effect. To stop the outside crust from forming. And then a third way into the bake or so, you take the lid off the Dutch oven to finally let the outside crisp up like you want to.
Whoa, I had no idea. There's apparently specific bread Dutch ovens you can buy. They flip the script.
Yeah.
It's a shallow bottom and a comically large lid.
Yeah, so that's the problem with using a Dutch oven is typically you want to heat up the Dutch oven as the oven comes up to heat, so then you have this blistering hot ceramic Dutch oven that you've got to somehow lower your dough into without burning your hands. You can make like a parchment paper sling that you can lower into, which is what I do, or if you have the money and you make a ton of bread, you can buy one of those.
You can put it on a sheet pan too, and it'll be super tasty. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's still going to taste good. You just won't get the same rise out of your dough.
I think you didn't use the Dutch oven for like the first 3 loaves that you made.
And it was good. It doesn't. I think they call it the bloom when if like you cut a slit down the top of the bread again to help it rise. That bloom of it separating and coming up isn't as dramatic if you don't have a Dutch oven or some other kind of steam situation going on. But the bread still tastes good, and it rises enough that you still get a nice airy dough. It's not super dense or anything like that. It's not the best expression of sourdough.
Tastes good.
It still tastes good though. Alex just asked what, which I have no idea what that was a question to.
It was a while ago, and I think it was when I was saying that you needed to get a verb to verb.
Ah, okay. You've done the Dutch oven technique before, but you're using a sourdough bread recipe.
Oh, nice.
But you can do the Dutch oven technique with a sourdough as well. Or are you saying that the recipe gives you a different instruction for how to make it? Either way, I've seen sourdough recipes that don't mention using a Dutch oven at all, but I find it works well for me.
Oh, this doesn't help anybody in chat, but my coworker recently...
Leave it. Come on, leave it, please. No. Leave it.
My coworker recently started doing sourdough baking a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned that my husband does sourdough baking, and now she keeps trying to ask me for tips, and I'm like, I just eat the bread. I don't even eat that much of it. I have no constructive feedback. She wants your granola recipe.
Oh, okay.
She said, oh, that sounds super good.